losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
53, ready.
Here's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can grab as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try and at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
56, Mike, 56. Here we go. 56, the Mike boys, 56. Check 56.
Out of the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, you know, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Chubb. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Gun. Watch the whip.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 47-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready? 180!
Hey, let's go now. Hey, let's go. Down to lose 1.
On 2nd and 12, Newton, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
56 to Mike.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He's going to fire one deep, middle into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30, and he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
I got you.
20.
56 to Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Newton on 1st down. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
He's checking. He's not.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. On the ground, it's Chubb. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
To throw is Stafford. They'll roll him out right. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Dancing to his left. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They'll try the draw now with Chubb. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by it.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Woods with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. After the interception, here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. To try again after the sack. Stafford forced out to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. Marcus Davenport dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Rush in.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Here we go.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
On 1st and 10, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Newton. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
56, right there, right there.
Gun.
From the gun, here's Newton. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The punt team on now as from their end zone they get it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Set. 180. 32.
It's our time, guys.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Ready. 260.
34.
run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
21. Easy, easy.
Check 56. Here we go, G.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on first and 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. Oh, he's got a little daylight. That one good for 33 in the first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Great.
On first down, Newton. Blitz coming, and down he goes. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check.
Another try after the first down sack. Newton under pressure again, and down he goes again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Operating from the gun. Newton, he's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Titans have once again taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Chubb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
They run. Chubb. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row, and now a pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Now Stafford. It's Hill, complete. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. Well, we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. That's on the multiple-time Pro Bowler, Joe Staley, the tackle. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Chubb. There's a nice move. And a nice stiff arm. It opens room to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. On the carry, it's Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Hey, high 7.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Steps away to his left. It's caught by Sanders. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Once more, here's Eckler. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted,
the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play that time for the Titans. 52 yards.
And the Titans' 1st down.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
20.
C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run it again with Anderson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check. Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. Don't get nervous.
From the gun on third down, Newton. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Important extra point up and through, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
17.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. Nick Chubb, 84 yards, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They do tack on the extra point as well, so it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, that so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. A give, this is Chubb, and this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And again, it's Chubb. Fighting through, and he's got space. There he goes, left side. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
After the sack on first down, Newton throwing left side, it's complete. The 20, 10, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
But he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh,
or the whole turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who mock.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. Nick Chubb, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Lions, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.